In this video, I want to provide practical guidance on preparing for an MCS assessment from an assessor's perspective. Many assessments become unnecessarily stressful because preparation starts too late or documentation cannot be demonstrated clearly during the visit. Very often, the information actually exists, but it is disorganised, incomplete, or difficult to locate during assessment. This video focuses on practical preparation, controlled evidence, and the areas that assessors commonly review during both the office and site inspection. One of the first things installers should do is carefully read all assessment guidance and checklist information issued by the certification body. The checklist normally explains what evidence will be expected during the assessment and what systems the organisation is expected to demonstrate. Preparation should begin before the assessor arrives, not during the assessment itself. A common issue is that organisations confirm requirements without fully checking whether the relevant evidence or procedures can actually be demonstrated. Understanding the checklist properly can prevent many avoidable problems later in the process. The office assessment is a major part of the MCS process and is often underestimated. MCS Appendix A requirements are fundamentally about demonstrating controlled systems, management processes, and supporting evidence. Assessors may review areas such as quality procedures, management systems, document control, staff responsibilities, calibration arrangements, and evidence of continual improvement. If office systems appear poorly controlled or incomplete, confidence in the organisation can reduce very quickly before the technical inspection even begins. Before the assessment takes place, installers will usually already have confirmed a number of important points to the certification body. These commonly include confirmation that the installation has been completed, the organisation accepts responsibility for the work, appropriate procedures are in place, and that required evidence can be demonstrated during assessment. The assessment is therefore largely a process of verification. The assessor is normally reviewing systems and evidence that the organisation has already stated exists. A well-organised office environment creates confidence very quickly during assessment. Assessors may review management records, complaints procedures, staff competence records, consumer documentation, contracts and company procedures. The overall organisation of the office is often very revealing. Where systems appear controlled and documentation is easy to locate, the assessment process usually progresses far more smoothly. The installation file should be complete, organised and easy to navigate. Typical evidence may include contracts, DNO applications, commissioning records, handover documentation, electrical certificates, MCS certificates, calibration records and manufacturer information. One of the most common problems during assessment is not necessarily missing information, but difficulty locating it efficiently. A well-organised installation file saves considerable time and helps the assessment proceed professionally. The technical evidence should clearly support the installed system. Assessors may review performance estimates, string design, inverter selection, battery documentation, structural calculations and manufacturer instructions. Importantly, the documentation should align with the actual installation observed on site. Where inconsistencies exist between the paperwork and the installation, they are usually identified very quickly during assessment. The physical installation itself should appear safe, organised and professionally completed. Assessors commonly review labelling, cable management, DC isolation arrangements, consumer unit identification, access arrangements and general workmanship. In practice, attention to detail is often consistent throughout an installation. Good workmanship in one area is usually reflected elsewhere across the system. Suitable test equipment should be available during the assessment. Assessors may review items such as multifunction testers, clamp meters, irradiance meters, and associated calibration and verification records. Installers should understand the purpose and correct use of the instruments they rely upon. An important detail is ensuring that the calibration or verification evidence corresponds with the actual serial numbers of the instruments used during the installation under assessment. Assessors often form impressions very quickly during the early stages of an assessment. Common concerns may include disorganised paperwork, uncertainty regarding procedures, uncontrolled documents, inconsistent staff responses, or searching through phones and emails for information during the visit. Conversely, calm and organised preparation usually creates confidence very early in the process. Successful assessments are usually the result of organised systems, controlled documentation, and consistent preparation. A recurring theme throughout MCS assessments is the importance of being able to demonstrate compliance clearly and professionally. If you found this video useful and would like further practical guidance on MCS compliance, assessment preparation and quality management systems, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching.